Okay, so just going to go through question 8. So it tells me in the question, it says a manufacturer of office chairs estimates the daily cost of manufacturing using formula Cx is equal to 9 plus 16x minus 0.5x squared, where C is the cost in euro and x is the number of chairs produced. The factory produces a maximum of 17 chairs per day. Okay, so first of all it asks me, part A, how much does it cost to produce 10 chairs? Okay, so I was told C is the cost and x is the number of chairs, so wherever I have an x, I'm going to sub in 10. So I'll have C10 is equal to 9 plus 16 bracket 10 minus 0.5 bracket 10 to be squared, and I get 9 plus 160 minus 50, and I get a cost €119 to produce 10 chairs. Part B, it says the chairs are to be sold at a price of €30 per chair. How much profit will be made if 15 chairs are sold? Okay, so x in this case is going to be equal to 15 this time because I have 15 chairs, so I sub in 15, and I have 9 plus 16 bracket 15 minus 0.5 bracket 15 to be squared, and then when I work out this, I get my cost is €136.50. Okay, so I was told the selling price of each of these chairs is 30. So I multiply 15 by 30 to get my selling price. So they're going to actually be sold at 450. So if they cost 136.50 and they're sold at this, I'm going to check what my profit is. So I'll go 450, take away my cost price, and I get €313.50. Okay, so part C asks me how many chairs can be produced for €135 in one day. Okay, so chairs was X, so this time I'm looking for the value of X. So I'm finding X, and I'm told that they're produced for €135 in one day, and I know C of X actually represents the cost. So my general formula at the start was 9 plus 16x minus 0.5x squared. So I have 9 plus 16x minus 0.5x squared is equal to 135. That's what they cost. Okay, so then I'm going to have it the way we usually have it, my x squared, my x, my constant. So I have minus 0.5x squared plus 16x plus 9 minus 135 is equal to 0. So I have minus 0.5x squared plus 16x minus 126, because 9 take 135 is minus 126, is equal to 0. Okay, I'm going to multiply across by minus 1 because I want my x squared to be positive to deal with it. So I'll have 0.5x squared minus 16x plus 126 is equal to 0. Okay, right, I could have went off and did my minus b formula, or I could have went off and did my guide number, but I don't like having 0.5x squared. So what I did, sorry, the point isn't very clear there. I'm going to spell it. Okay, so what I did, okay, so 0.5 is actually a half. So I multiplied across by 2 to get rid of my half. Okay, so 2 by 0.5 would give me 1x squared. Minus 16x by 2 will give me minus 32x. And 126 by 2 will give me 252 is equal to 0. Okay, and now I'm going to go off and get my guide number method. So I will have then 1 by 252 will give me my guide number, which is 252. I then write out my factors of 252 that have a difference of 32, or that will make 32 for me. So I write them all out until I get to 14 and 18. Okay, so I write down my 14x, my 18x. This sign here tells me that two of them are going to be the same, so they're either going to be 2 pluses or 2 minuses. This here is a minus, okay, so I'm looking for a minus 32, so it's going to be minus 14x minus 18x. Then I rewrite this using these here, so I have x squared minus 14x minus 18x plus 252. And then I look here grouping, so I have, take out what they have in common, they have x, and I'm left with x minus 14. Take out what they have in common here, they have 18, and I'm left with x minus 14. Remember, these two brackets have to be the exact same. So then I join them together, and I have x minus 18, x minus 14 is equal to 0, x minus 18 is equal to 0, x minus 14 is equal to 0. I have x is equal to 18 and x is equal to 14. But if you remember at the start of this question, they told me that they can't produce, their maximum number of chairs they can produce in the day is 17. So I can actually only accept 14 in this case. Okay, on to question 9. So question 9, it says a height h in meters of a ball thrown vertically upwards from a balcony of an apartment complex is given by the formula ht is equal to minus 5t squared plus 18t plus 8, where t is the time in seconds after the ball is thrown. Okay, so h is my height, t is my time. So I'm told from what height is the ball thrown. Okay, right, so no time has passed and we'll be able to find the height. Okay, so from what height is the ball thrown? So the ball hasn't been thrown yet, so no time has passed, and I'm going to say t is equal to 0 here. So then I sub in, I have minus 5 bracket t, so which is 0 to be squared, plus 18 bracket 0 plus 8, and I get 8 meters. So the height that the ball is thrown at is at 8 meters. Part B then says what was the average speed of the ball in the first second of the flight. Okay, right, so average speed in the first second, so that means time is equal to 1. So I will sub in, wherever I see a t I put in 1, so I'll have h is equal to minus 5 bracket 1 to be squared plus 18 bracket 1 plus 8, and I get my height is equal to 21. My speed then is equal to distance over time. Okay, so my average speed, right, my height in this question here was 21, but remember I have actually, it's thrown at 8 meters high. Okay, so I have to take that away because that distance is not included. You're standing at the 8 meters because you're in your balcony. So I have 21 take 8 all over my time, which is 1 second, and I get 13 over 1, which is 13 meters per second for part B. Part C of this question then says how long will it take for the ball to hit the ground? Okay, so the ball to hit the ground, the height is going to have to be 0 if it's on the ground. Okay, so I'll have then my original equation, which is minus 5t squared plus 18t plus 8 is equal to 0. We want to get my t squared to be positive, so I'm going to multiply across by minus 1. So I'll have 5t squared minus 18t minus 8 is equal to 0. I then solve this using my guide number method. So I'll have 5 times 8, which will give me 40. And then I need to get the factors of 40 that will make my 18 here. So I have 1 by 40, 2 by 20, 4 by 10, 2 by 20. They'll make 18 for me. So I'll write down my 2t and my 20t. I want a minus 18t, so it's minus 20t plus 2t. So I'll then rewrite this, so I'll have 5t squared plus 2t minus 20t minus 8 is equal to 0. So I'll take out my t, I'm left at 5t plus 2. I'll take out what they have in common here, it's 4, and I'm left at 5t plus 2. So I join these together, so I have t minus 4, and then I join this here, 5t plus 2 is equal to 0. So I'll have t minus 4 is equal to 0, and I'll get t is equal to 4. And here I'll have 5t plus 2 is equal to 0. I'll have 5t is equal to minus 2. T is equal to minus 2 over 5. T stands for time, so it's not possible to have negative seconds. So I can only accept 4 in this question. Question 10, I have a laboratory is testing a particular fungicide to check its effectiveness in killing fungal spores. The number of fungal spores N in a petri dish is given by the formula NT is equal to 16t squared minus 200t plus 65, where t is the time in minutes after a fungicide has been added to the petri dish. Okay, so I was asked first of all how many spores were present when the fungi was applied. Okay, right, so for that one there, the time is 0. Okay, so no time has passed. I want to see how many is present first. So I have t0 is equal to 16 bracket 0 to be squared minus 200 bracket 0 plus 65, and I get 625 spores are present. Part B, it says how many spores are present after 3 minutes. So now I need to sub in for 3 wherever I see a t. So I'll have 16 bracket 3 to be squared minus 200 bracket 3 plus 65, and when I put that into my calculator I get 169. Part C of this says a laboratory technician is testing the fungicide for commercial use. To be successful, the fungicide must kill 84% of all the spores initially present. What is the shortest time in which this percentage can be achieved? Okay, right, so here I can see that there's 625 present at the very start. Okay, and I get 84% of 625, and that will give me 525 spurs killed. Okay, so really that is telling me that 625 minus 525 is equal to that there will be 100 spurs left. Okay, right, so then what I need to do, okay, my original equation, I need to find out, okay, when will there actually be 100 spurs left. Okay, so I have 16t squared minus 200t plus 625 is equal to 1. Then have 16t squared minus 200t, 625 take away the 100 is equal to 0. So then I get 16t minus 200t plus 525 is equal to 0. So what I did there was I got 84% of 625, and they wanted 525 spurs killed. But that means then, so if the start there was 65, I take away the 525 and see what was left, and there was 100. So then I'm after letting that equal to 100 because I'm looking for the time that it takes for there only to be 100 left. Okay, and I'm after rearranging everything so that I can make my quadratic equation to solve for the t. Okay, so now I go off and solve it. So I'll have my 16t squared minus my 200t plus 525 is equal to 0. And I'm going to solve this using my minus b method. So I'll have a is equal to 16, b is equal to minus 200, and c is equal to 525. So I'll have my formula minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So I'll have minus 200 plus or minus the square root of minus 200 to be squared minus 4 bracket my a bracket my c all over 2 bracket 16, and I'm going to sub this all in. So I'll have then 200 plus the square root of 6,400 over 32, and I'll have 200 minus the square root of 6,400 over 32. So I'll get then x is equal to 8.75, or x is equal to 3.75. But remember, we're dealing with time, so I have that this is 8 minutes 45 seconds, or 3 minutes 45 seconds, or you could say 8 3/4 and 3 3/4, okay, because we're dealing with time. Then it tells me in part D, it asks me why might they not use this, and the reason why given is that it might have actually taken that they might not be with the list to kill. This is why it might not be accepted.